With the heat indexes in the hundreds this week, we need to keep in mind how the hot temperatures can affect our overall health, especially your heart. This morning, Dr. Shoba joins us to discuss our heart health during these hot summer days. Good morning, Dr. Shoba.
Good morning.
It was pretty warm when you came in today,
It is.
I think it's something on everybody's mind, especially this week. But the heat really does have an effect if you're outside for a prolonged period of time.
Oh yes, extremes of temperature are not good for our bodies, and especially if you have not been doing much throughout the winter and then we're trying to enjoy life. I mean, the whole goal of summer is to have fun without falling sick.
Right.
And when people are out in the sun, you have dehydration, sunburns, but all the way to heat stroke where you're confused, you're dizzy, you're lightheaded, all the way to death. From the heart standpoint, when the blood gets very thick, you're dehydrated, you can have heart attacks. And our young people are coming to the emergency room now. They're laying out in the sun, and their fluid of choice is either beer or caffeine drinks, and their heart is going out of rhythm. They're having skip beats, irregular heartbeats, atrial fibrillation. And so anywhere from strokes to heart attacks to irregular rhythms, all because of some of the choices that we make with what we eat and drink. And we're out there, between 12 and 3 when the sun is beating down on us, not a cloud in the sky. And you're wearing clothes that are very dark, you're keeping the heat inside. Not drinking enough water. Like you said, you were playing golf, you drank plenty of water. If you had not done that, you would have been in trouble.
Oh, definitely.
And we have people working on the farm here locally, and they're not taking enough water out there, and they're getting into trouble, and they're passing out in the middle of the farm, and then, coming to our emergency room, and this is happening. People are going out to the beach, and they're getting admitted over there to their facilities with heart issues and general medical issues. Simple things like even driving, we don't think about it. When we are in the car, the sun is still beating on our arm. Did you put sunscreen? Did you wear sunglasses? Did you sleep enough before you drive for your vacation? Are you getting up in the middle of your drive so you're not getting blood clots in the legs? Are you putting your medications in the trunk where it's boiling hot and your medication is damaged? Or if you need it, you can't even reach it. Just put it inside the car. Simple things that you can take care of.
You've given us so much to think about right there. You were prepared for this subject today because, some of those things you mentioned I have never thought of before, like medicines. You can't let them get too hot. Sunscreen while you're inside your car. A lot of people don't even consider those things. But the heat, and you told me something there that I didn't even realize or maybe never even thought of. Your blood gets thicker as you get dehydrated.
And some of our patients, they want to they want to take their parents out, and then what happens is they don't take their fluid medication regularly. When they're traveling, they don't want to go to the bathroom. But here's what happens: when they reach their destination, they are eating everything that has salt in it because you're eating on the way. The food that you eat is totally unhealthy. Processed foods with a lot of salt, and you're drinking caffeinated beverages. You're drinking coffee. And these are the people that wind up with congestive heart failure, and they're getting admitted in hospitals. You go to Myrtle Beach to have fun, and then your dear family member gets admitted there. So, simple things that you can take care of. Drink plenty of water. Let that be your fluid of choice. Don't get overheated. You're out in the sun, come back in the shade, drink a lot of water, cool off before you go back out.
And I wanted to ask you this. You mentioned salt there just a moment ago. We get outside, we work hard, we're sweating quite a bit. We do lose salt, but you should not indulge in salt when you come back.
That's correct. And there are some people, that they salt their tomatoes, they salt, and they have congestive heart failure to start with. So those people need to be more careful. If you have underlying heart issues, you need to be even more careful in the heat.
All right, Dr. Shoba. You gave us a lot to think about today. You really did, but some great advice. And you need to heed that advice. And if you want to find out more, go to heart.org.